Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Coffee Shop Soundstage, sponsored by Distribution. Oh my gosh, I've been doing a lot of talking today. I'm stumbling over my words. My name's Karen Edwards, and we are live at the International Roofing Expo. And we've been interviewing the teams that competed in the student competition this morning. And I'm here with a team from Florida. Welcome to the Soundstage. It's great to have you.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Yeah. So let's just go ahead, introduce yourself. Tell us your name, what your role was on the project this morning, and what your major is. That's
Okay.
cool.
I'm Riley Rockdis. I was our company's vice president of operations, and I'm a construction management major at the University of Florida.
Excellent.
Hello, I'm Nicholas Fredette, and I am also a construction management major, and my role was quality assurance and quality control director. So,
Hello, my name is Christian Walker, and I'm also a construction management major at the University of Florida. Go Gators! And for the project, I was the safety manager.
Hey guys, my name is Sophia Petrandis. I'm also in construction management at the University of Florida, and I was the project manager.
I'm Tyler Isaacson. I'm also a construction management major at the University of Florida. My role on this project was senior superintendent.
Excellent. Now, you guys have been working on this project for months, right? Since the fall when you came back to school and put a lot of time, energy, hours. How does it feel now that it's all behind you?
Definitely relieves a lot of stress, I could say. Feels good.
Yeah.
I think my team, I think we all put our best foot forward and we put a good project together. So
Yeah.
definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah. I saw your presentation. You all did a great job. It's always fun to, see the company names that you come up with and the reasons behind it. So good luck. I always like to say we're going to find out in about 2 hours out, who won. And but you're a winner just because came here. You were one of the finalists.
Yeah.
And out of 12 schools, I believe, only four were able to come. So congrats on that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So, as part of this competition, this project that you've worked on for months, looking at photos and drawings and on paper, you actually got to go up on the roof yesterday. What was that like for you?
I would say it was kind of cool to see. You see these on drawings, and then you kind of step up there and it's like, man, the scale. That's the first thing that always hits you, is seeing the scale of everything. The second thing is kind of after you've seen it on the drawings so much, saying, hey, look, there's that detail. Hey, here's that detail. You start to see more and more of it, and it all kind of starts coming together, and you really get a bigger picture. Now, we were lucky that we had some pretty big photos from the project when it actually occurred.
Yeah.
So we were able to reference those when we were doing our project overall. But being able to see it in person yesterday was just very cool to see everything put together.
Yeah. Did you? I know they asked a question about if once you saw it, would you make any changes? Did you guys have any that you would?
Yeah, I noticed that some of the PVC, like the supports for the utilities on the roof, they're resting on another layer of just plain PVC roof. And those were peeling up. So I was thinking, instead of just using another layer of the PVC, we could do the floor mats or the roof mats that are actually meant to be like withstand wear and tear
Right.
and it'd be better for the long run.
Yeah.
So watching that, being able to see that actually in person definitely made more sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
One thing that really stood out to me was the size of this roof. I mean, you get the square footage and you can kind of imagine it in your head, but once you're really out there, it was just incredible to see. It's huge. And another thing was that we never received any kind of cut section for the project, so we didn't know any elevations for anything on this roof. And
Yeah.
then to go out there and see something that you thought was maybe, 20 feet high was 40 feet high. So that was something that really kind of changed our perspective. And
Yeah.
that was just really cool to see. And then another thing was the tower on top of the roof. We didn't know that there was a ladder inside of there. So there was just so much that you get to learn. And once you're out there, you get to feel and touch it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Anything to add?
We pretty much covered it, honestly.
How was the view?
Oh,
It was
beautiful.
awesome.
Beautiful. That's the mountains right there.
Yeah.
It's crazy, especially from Florida. Like,
Yeah.
you don't
we
get
found
that.
mountains in Florida.
That's one of the best parts is the view, right?
Yeah.
Did any of you know much about roofing before you dove into this project?
No, I actually joined the roofing team because I didn't have much experience in roofing and I wanted
Okay.
to learn more. And I could say that I've learned a whole lot from this experience, and it really puts it Um, I gained so much knowledge from it. So
Yeah,
very grateful.
Yeah,
that's the
No.
goal.
I agree. My dad's in commercial roofing, so I've kind of been exposed to it a little bit
Yes.
my whole life. But actually doing this project and understanding now what he's talking about when I hear him on calls and stuff is really cool.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. Okay, so you've also had the opportunity to spend some time this afternoon walking around the trade show floor,
Mhm.
which is there's a lot to see out there. But was there anything that stood out to you, or maybe that you were surprised to see out there?
For me personally, I was very surprised by the size of the event and the amount of people that were here. It kind of opened up kind of my eyes to the career in the future ahead of me, kind of more of an incentive to do this. Amount of people that are putting their lives into construction and roofing, especially being from Florida. South Florida is, roofing's huge. I mean,
Yeah.
it's obviously very important down there, all the weather and everything. So it kind of put in more perspective of the importance behind the industry, more or less just work. So
Yeah,
that kind of, put a little fire in me, So
nice.
I enjoyed that. It was
I
cool
love it.
seeing all the people that are here care about us, care about the next people coming up. So
Yeah,
There's a lot of cool like booths that weren't just roofing. Like we saw one that was like this new stair scaffolding, like innovations where more secure. You don't need to expect it as much. And I thought that was really cool that they were at the roofing show.
Yeah.
Even though it's not a roofing material or like a roofing supplier, it's still like how intertwined the industry is.
yeah,
I
for
thought that
sure.
was interesting.
Yeah.
How about you?
Thing.
Nathan?
I think it was cool to see all the different products because I didn't know that there were that many different like types of roofs and everything like that. So it's cool to actually see it. They have samples there you could actually touch, and it makes it make more sense. Definitely being able
Right.
to see it firsthand.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, and I was gonna say, so I'll go back to you.
Yeah.
It's cool to see, you have membrane roof system and you know that system, but seeing and you see the components on the drawings, but then seeing, there's components of components. We're looking at our project and have the shingles. Well, you have the granules for the shingles. There's a lot more to it that's really great to be able to see. Hey, here's what makes it up. It gives you
Yeah.
a really better understanding of the products that you're using and the processes that are used to install them. So that's been great.
Yeah,
One thing that really stood out to me was the innovation of these products. Kind of like Riley was saying, you have just regular scaffolding, and then you go in there and you have this, great modular stair scaffolding that is you're going to see all over, construction sites in the
Sure.
future, I'm sure. And you think about the shingles, and then there's all these distributors, and then they just have all these crazy ideas with innovation and products that just keep on coming out, and it's
Yeah.
just crazy to learn about. It's
yeah.
awesome.
They're always working to make the products better, stronger,
Yeah.
more efficient, easier to install, all
Yes.
kinds of innovation. So that's cool that you get to see it.
Absolutely.
So the last thing I want to ask, and this is really important because we have a lot of contractors that watch our videos and our content, and they're looking to hire the next generation, right? They need to fill open roles. So as you graduate and go out into the workforce, what's going to be important for you when you're choosing an employer to work for? What matters?
I'd say one of the most important factors to me is the company culture and like how a company treats their employees, like work-life balance. I know hard work obviously goes into it, but valuing personal time as well as just making sure like my values align with who I'm working for is super important to me.
Okay.
right now, I 100% agree. I think a big one for me is definitely integrity. Choosing what you want to do in the future is definitely, it's setting up the rest of your life. So if you choose construction and it's not necessarily something that you want, I mean, it's not, I don't think that's a very good, I guess, mindset going into it. So integrity and being, a real purpose behind, the building industry. I think that's huge for me personally. Wanting to show up to work, wanting to, innovate, be here like that. I feel like a purpose behind it really just changes everything. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I believe company culture is really up there on my list. Knowing that the company cares for me the same way I care for them, and then also a company that's very innovative, um, looking into the future, constantly thinking of ways to make things better, because that's what's going to set you apart from your competitors.
Yeah, for sure.
So those two things mostly, yeah.
Okay.
I would say trust, integrity. I mean, all those were great factors. I really want to work for a company that is fully transparent, trustworthy, and I want them to invest in me the same way I want to invest in them.
Well said.
Yeah, I mean, it's been said before, but I think company culture is one of the biggest things for us. It's just a company with good culture, one who understands work-life balance. All of us want to work hard, and all of us, I think, are ready to work hard and work those long days. And that's part of construction. That's why we want to do is we want to go work those, 4 a.m. concrete pours in the morning, or go, understand that sometimes we're working until 7 o'clock at night with a project. We enjoy that. That's why we want to get into it. But having a good company culture is definitely key.
For sure. Wow. Well, congratulations. Good luck at the awards. You guys should be proud because you made it to the finalists. You're here. No matter what the outcome is tonight, good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.
Yeah. Thanks everybody out there for watching. This may be our last interview of the day. I'm not sure. So I may be coming back to you, but we'll be back tomorrow with more interviews from our soundstage here at IRE. And we hope you can join us. We'll see you next time.